studio again on Sparx, and it's the MC3000. It's a digital controller. It looks quite nice, pretty sturdy looking thing. Anyway, quick run through anyway. It's got some fairly nice jog wheels on it. They're pretty responsive, but they don't spin too much, which is nice. So it's closer to a CDJ sort of feel, which is decent. And you've got your main faders as well, which are really nice actually. They're quite, they don't jump too much, they're nice and smooth. Key buttons, obviously you're listening to one or the other deck, same as usual. You've got your pitch, again. Pitch bend for people that can't be bothered mixing properly, you know you are. We've got the sinks as well, again, putting the stuff in sync if you can be bothered mixing properly. Vinyl mode, if you want to do scratching, etc. Same as you have on a CDJ really. One thing I've noticed which is quite good, you've got a hell of a lot of effects banks here. Samples as well, if you want to use anything like that on it. If your mix is boring, you can jazz it up a little bit. Okay, you've got your monitor and your pan as well for your headphones. And you've got your mic volume switch and ducking button. Obviously, if you've got the ducking button in, it'll duck the volume of your mix slightly so you can talk over the top of it if you're doing a wedding, you know, with all the sausages at the back thing again. Right then, loop in, loop out buttons, again, CDJ stuff, takes a loop of the audio you're playing, loops it, loop out, takes you out of it again. And then you've got auto loop as well, which I'm assuming probably does it for you, but we'll find that out in a second when we do a bit more of the software. Right, other things, deck changes on the side. Now, something I've noticed with this is you can use more than 2 decks. I don't see a lot of people doing that, but if you want to run 4 deck setup for your laptop, then you can, which is nice. You've got your peak meters here. They're not VU meters. They're, as I said before, it's peak pressure meters, which is nice. Yeah, that's pretty much it really. Key lock. Oh, well, that's something you don't see on everything these days, but it'll probably end up on everything soon. Key lock keeps the tracks that you're playing in key, regardless how fast you're playing them. It makes your mix sound a lot better. Yeah, that's it really. As well, we've got your hot cues as well. So if you want to cue from a certain point in the record, rather than going from the start, you can set one of these up for each one. If you're one of those sort of people that doesn't play every single record properly, or you want to just continually loop around Kanye West, as you might be doing if you're one of these mobile DJs, not my scene, but totally up to you. Anyway, a bit on the back of this unit. It's nice and simple because it goes out through USB and it goes into your laptop. So you're using it to control stuff on your laptop anyway. And you've got your balanced outs here for your bigger systems, and your unbalanced outs as well for your little parties if you're going to use them. So these are going to be like your main mix out to whatever speakers you're using. Yep. Okay. Line 1 and 2, these are going to be your inputs for whatever you're using. So whether you're using an iPod or something else, totally up to you. Mic input, well that's a bit obvious. And as well, I've noticed you've got this little key lock thing. You ever seen the chains that you can put on stuff so people don't nick stuff? That's going to be especially useful for you mobile DJs. Right, so what we're going to do, we're running Tracktor now, we're just setting up the preferences. So I'm going to power this on. There we go, very pretty. Right, so it's taken us pretty much about 4 or 5 minutes to set up this controller, which to be fair I can honestly say is pretty good. Gone straight into Tracktor and it's just working. So if you're a mobile DJ or if you're just buying it because you fancy getting something different to CD decks, great, because the speed of it was, I'm rather impressed by. It just works, but then again that could also be down to Native Instruments Tracktor software as well. Which, to be honest, I do rate much more over some of the other software. I've loaded up a track into Tracktor. as you know. Right, so we go to our controller. Quite simply, just going to hit that button. Straight away, it's loaded up through Tracktor. I can control it through this thing. So I'm on vinyl mode at the moment. I'll turn this down a bit so you can actually hear what I'm saying. Not that you really want to. Right. A little bit more quiet. Just a quick part on my lovely Denon headphones, which I've had for about 4 years, which, you know, if you want to replace them for me, Denon, I'm more than happy for you to do that. They are brilliant. They do sound amazing. I couldn't live without them. You know where I live. Right, anyway, back to your controller. So, got vinyl mode on this. Like a vinyl, if you touch a vinyl it stops, obviously. So it's touch sensitive. You can do crappy scratching if you want to. Whatever. Turn vinyl mode off. Works like a steady jack. Slows down if you spin it backwards. It actually does work quite nicely. Pitch bend. I'll turn this up a bit so you can hear what the pitch bend is doing. Pitch bend obviously is bending it very slightly so it gets you back in time with the other tune. Good if you want to do perfect mixing at a wedding. I know I'm mentioning weddings a lot, but I can see this being used at weddings. Right. So we've got a crossfader. The DJs that don't know what a crossfader does, I'm sure the mobile DJs might know what a crossfader does because they just do this and that when they want to choose with a track. Sorry guys, I'm giving you a hard time, aren't I? I'm sure the money you make will make up for it though. If you're a scratch DJ, crossfader, obviously you're going to use it to do stuff like crabbing. That I'm no good at, but you get the idea. Right, crossfader blends from one to the other. So if I want to have more of this track, I blend this way, more of that track which isn't playing, go that way. Okay, so let's get on to the other things. We've got our pitch controls here on the side, which are nice and smooth. So you've got two options of getting things in time. I'd suggest you use these though if you actually do want to mix. Pitch bend's just a nice little thing. Pitch bend's not continuous. Pitch bend's a couple of seconds to get things in time. Right, so we've got our mic ducking. Might show you that in a bit actually. But if I press this switch and say I'm talking to the crowd and tell them it's someone's birthday, mobile DJs, it will basically duck the music very slightly. But only when I speak, obviously. I haven't got a microphone plugged in, so you can't really hear that. Okay. Cue buttons. Cue buttons here are going to be for your headphones. Basically, if I want to listen to both tracks, both in, or if I want to listen to just one, I'll put one in. Simple. Okay? Here, you've got your EQs. Same, this part here is pretty much a mixer section. Mixer section. Oh, I can't even speak today. Right, anyway, mixer section. Right. Highs, mids, lows, and then you've got a filter here. Lovely filter, to be honest. See, I said that without even actually having used it. I just know that Denon's filters on a lot of their stuff just tends to be pretty damn good. Yeah, if you want to start messing with all the drunk people's heads at your old weddings, you know, you can do that.
Day 13.
Other things, sync buttons, as I said before, if I'm putting two tracks on, sync button's going to put them pretty much perfectly in time. Bit more on this. Shift delete, I'm actually assuming shift delete probably deletes the track that I'm playing at the moment or something like that. So I'm not going to press that right now. Right, looping and that. Feel like a CDJ, loop out. Another one of those features that I don't really use, but if you are that kind of person, you can use it. This here, I'll turn this down a tiny bit. Loop in and then loop out. Right, as you can hear it's looping now. These buttons are to extend the loop, to stretch it, or to make it smaller. So I'll press that. Actually, that's quite good. If you want to do little effects like that, you have that option, obviously. If I want to go onto my laptop here, my lovely Apple Mac, thank you Apple, you can send me free stuff if you want to as well. That's never going to happen, I know, but you know. Right, so that browser with Tracktor, that takes me into the mixer to press this button. Gives me a better view of the waveform, shows me where I can drop certain parts on the track. All these peak parts, different parts of the track, so you can work out where exactly you want to drop things. Not really going to be that much of a problem, as I say, if you're a mobile DJ, because the chances are you're probably not going to be mixing full on neuro drum and bass to a room full of 40-year-olds. Well, if you are, tell me, because it would be really interesting to watch that. Anyway, so that's just a real simple way to get in and out. Just give yourself a better view. A lot of the controls we've got here are actually in Tracktor. Obviously you've got your tempo, etc. We should change when I move my pitch on the Denon controller. Pretty damn precise, to be honest. If you manage to screw up a mix on this, well, you get no reward for that, really. To be honest, I can honestly say that's probably just, if not more precise than some of the Pioneer decks. It's just a quick demonstration of the 4-deck setup you can have using this MC3000 and Tracktor. What I've got is I've got Sean Grott's Asylum, which is a new track out on Hard as Nails from South African producer Sean Grotz, which is pretty evil. You should check it out. You can get it from junodownload.com and iTunes in the next week. Previously mentioned Nocturnal Disorder and Sparx track, and my own project which is coming up to completion, which I'll accept any offers for because I haven't signed it to the label yet, entitled Smoke. So, just a quick demonstration. You can see playing. So if I want to, I'm just going to stop this, I'm not going to do a mixing. It's hard to do a video over your shoulder. So right, that's deck C playing. If I want to go straight onto deck D or deck B, I can go to deck B, stop that, or I can play deck A. Sean Grotz.